Hello students, today we are going to start a study about reading C, Daddy's Enduring Script of Unit 4 Adolescence of your English reader. And reading C, Daddy Enduring Script, it is written by Amara Bhavani Dev. It is a biographical sketch of the writer, and she tells us in this story about herself through this lesson and when she was younger, and how she watched her father on that time, and her father was her hero, and she inspired by her father, further she became a writer. Her father was employee of at All India Radio in Kerala. On that time her father's salary was too good, but her father had suddenly resigned from AIR, All India Radio, for his relevant passion and his dreams of being a writer. When his father wrote a script at night, she guessed he and inspired to become a writer in her too. And she belonged from a middle class family, and she becomes a good writer motivated by her father, and she took care of her family well after the passed away of her father, and she helped her family members of their household move forward and do good job. Okay, so students, let's restart the lesson. In this lesson, Daddy's Enduring Script. Seated in our drawing room, Daddy quietly wrote into the night the green ink from his fountain pen, and turning thoughts into words, and in his beautiful handwriting. My mother and my little sister would be fast asleep in the bedroom, but I said huddle the blanket on the cane chair. Okay, do you know what is the cane chair? Opposite his desk, and watched him. It was the 1960s. We lived in a Chennai, in a smiling modest house with whitewashed walls. She tells about her house, her home, and green windows, a big garden around it, and inviting porch also there. And to help make ends meet, my parents and rented out half the house because she belongs in a middle class family. Okay, Daddy was a freelance writer contributing short story of Tamil magazine and script for films, and although films offered were few and far between. Before I was born, he had once held a steady, well-paying job in a Trivandrum as Malayalam newsreader. His name Nagarcoil K. Padmanabhan, known to All India Radio listeners in Kerala. And he had suddenly resigned from AIR to pursue with relevant passion his dream of being a writer. And among Daddy's early friends in Chennai were actors Jamni, Ganeshan and Nagesh, and he was a comedian. And Ganeshan continued to visit our home even after he becomes famous. I would look out starstruck as his blue Fiat drove in a. He had teased me, handsome dad, my handsome dad and calling him Maapillai. Okay, and that means Tamil for bridegroom says. Okay, and the two would go on talking shop as a friendly. And one thing Daddy had gained early from his writing was Mummy, and English literature graduate and avid reader. She was a fan of Daddy's magazine story on that time, and the two became pen pals, met and got married. Although the doe-eyed beauty from Bangalore was no Brahman like Daddy, it was a huge leap of faith to marry intercaste in those days. Okay, and as I sat there watching Daddy, I wondered what he would write every day. I knew how he always worked on his next story at night, mostly in a night, okay, at night. Even as he was working on his current one at the film studio, my big head is just a script away. He would smile, his deep dimples showing. Aren't you sleepy, my father? Aren't you sleepy? My father said me. Aren't you sleepy? No, I am mumbled on that time, and although I had often dozed off in the chair, and he had carried me to bed next to mum, and I would dream of reams of white paper filled with green writing and valiant heroes. Good always triumphed over evil, and that hero was always good. When I was 10, he gave me Harper Lee's novel To Kill Mockingbird, a rather new book then. Just once a story like that is enough for a lifetime, he said. I scanned the longing in him. He had a body of work by then, but a big hit eluded him. The novel made a great impact on me, and how right Daddy was. Harper Lee never wrote another novel, yet became a legend with her only book. Okay.